Hi everyone, I'm Dawn. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for visiting with me today. So I bedazzled some things. I'm going to show you how I did that, but right now we're going to do this. This is a Raycon box. I got Eric some Raycon earbuds. Which, how do you like them, Eric?
They're nice.
You like them? Are they working out good?
Yep.
So, but it has a magnetic closure. It's a really nice box. So we're going to take this out. And I didn't really expect that to be that easy. And we're going to spray paint this silver. So here we go, Eric. In case someone doesn't know how to spray paint something. I just got this Rust-Oleum. I have found that it's the best paint to use.
You don't keep that cardboard from rusting.
Yeah. Get it real good, and then that's a nice breeze out here. And then we're gonna let that dry for about an hour and then cover it with another coat. All right, so first we've got to take this and clean it up. The drawers are pretty clean. We just need to wipe it down a little bit. So I'm gonna go get some paper towels and water and wipe that down. Hi, kitty. Hi, kitty. Okay, so we're gonna spray paint this whole thing with this metallic finish silver. And we're gonna do 2, possibly 3 coats. I think we're gonna go ahead and paint these drawers silver. I have glitter spray paint to go over them, but I think we're gonna prime it with silver. So here is where I'm going to do a voiceover here because it's just going to be easier. But I held my ribbon up that I got from Amazon, and I'll link it down below, to just kind of measure it along the sides and the front of the cart. And then I'm going to cut it. The rhinestones on this ribbon come in little rows, so it makes it easier. And I'm just going to cut out the piece as big as I need it. And then I'm going to just kind of put it up against here to see how many rows of rhinestones I need to cover just that top portion for what I call the top tray. And I think I needed 5 rows. So I just take that, measure it right there, and just kind of pinch it with my finger, and then just cut that entire length of that piece of ribbon that I cut out. And it's really easy to cut. And then I am just going to hot glue it along the side and just go all the way around the front. So I start with just a little hot glue at a time here. And I use a pair of scissors. See, ow, hurt myself. I use a pair of scissors to kind of rub it down a little bit, because that hot glue does come through the holes in that ribbon, and you never get used to that. And then I go ahead and I hot glue it to the front, and I sped this portion up, and then the other side, and then the little leftover flap I just kind of glue in the back to keep it in place. And now I'm going to measure out my pieces and cut out for the front and the sides of just the drawer. So it was a little challenging for me to figure out what direction to go, because I was pretty much using, counting the rows and the columns of rhinestones to figure out what I needed. And but we got there. The drawer is a little slanted, so it was a little imperfect, but I made it work. And then I just cut out 5 more pieces to match it, because all the drawers are the same size. And then right here, I'm slowing this part down to show you that I use the hot glue gun to glue first the front of the drawer. I put along the long side and the 2 sides and put it in place there so I can position it. being real careful not to burn myself. And then I just glue those flaps down on the sides. And I was able to cut this piece out perfectly, but I was, for some reason, just having a battle with the other ones, but I did eventually get it all done. And then here is the box that is done being spray painted. And I just decided, because I messed up part of it, that I was just going to cover the whole thing in rhinestones except for the bottom. So I did that, and here is the completed box. I thought that would be a cute little clutch if I could figure out a way to put a strap on it, but we're just going to keep it as like a little jewelry box or a little trinket box. I also put some ribbon around a glass jar in which I'm keeping cotton balls in, but I don't show you how I do that. You just hot glue it on there. I've been bedazzling everything in my house, y'all. And so here is a final look at the box. And here is the container. At this point, I decided I wanted to add some accents to the drawers. So here I am making some accents. I'm using that same nice thick ribbon, and I'm cutting out, I think this is about eight rows of rhinestones, and I'm pinching it together. And then it's always a good idea to sew it together if you can, but I couldn't find any of my sewing implements. Then I just take a very small part of the ribbon. I think that is 2 rows of rhinestones, and I just wrap it around it and hot glue it in place. And then I just wait for it to dry. And you kind of got to hold it a little bit. Just be careful not to burn yourself. And just make sure the seam is on the part where the rhinestones aren't showing through. So you can't see the seam when you connect it. And then I decide, I think that's a little too big for my drawers. So I'm going to chop off the ends. And I'm just eyeballing it. And then I just take that. See, there it is. Very cute. And then I glue these to my drawers. So I got 2 done there. And I will tell you, those little bows were a challenge. There were a lot of trial and error with that one. But trial and error with that one. But I got it done. And I glued down also the flaps of the bow, so they're not like dangling off of it or anything. And here is the finished product. Excuse the mess. It's kind of a cramped little area. I have a small apartment. And then you see the little box on top that I made. And that's it. It was a pretty easy project.